All right, thank you guys for coming back. Today we're gonna talk about how to utilize the Yama Cold Brew Tower. Right in the center. Personally, I like the Cold Brew Tower just because I'm able to highlight a lot of sweetness, but also you just get a really clean cup with the Cold Brew Tower. Not saying that it's better or worse. That's just what we prefer, and that's kind of what we've been able to achieve with the Cold Brew Tower. We like to do it a little bit differently, and I know that there aren't too many videos online explaining how to go about a recipe with the Cold Brew Tower. So we have here roughly 1395 grams of water. And the reason why it's so precise is because we're gonna be utilizing a whole 225 gram bag of the new Luis Anibal Pink Bourbon Natural. It has really nice notes of raspberry, rosehip, and red apples. Oh, the reason why we decided to choose this for a cold brew is because I feel like you'd be able to get lots of like milk chocolate notes from the cold brew aspect itself, but also you're able to get a really nice juiciness and like acidity with this particular bag of beans. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a 1 to 6.2 ratio. Just gonna be using room temperature water. I don't really have access to ice in my home, so this is kind of a substitute, and we feel like it works pretty well. So since it's 225 grams of water, 6.2 times of that is 1395 grams. But we do it a little bit more interestingly in the sense that we put all the 225 grams into a separate container, and I like to pre-wet it. And what I mean by that is I want to evenly saturate and wet all the coffee before putting it into here, just so that by the time I'm able to let it drip, it's able to fully go through all of that coffee bed instead of getting like a slight channel in the middle or whatnot. And that's where you get those really weird, like acidic but also bitter flavors within a cup of coffee. So just try to mitigate that as much as possible. So I'm gonna be doing around 195 grams of water into this bowl. And then just mix, make sure that it's all wet. And it's easy math because now I have 1200 left in here. Ooh, quick math. Okay, anyways. But anyways, it seems like it's pretty evenly saturated now. I'm gonna start placing everything inside this little guy. Make sure the ceramic filter is inside. Gonna gently put it in. Try to evenly disperse that a little bit. Okay. Honestly, this is really tedious, but trust me, you get a really nice cup. I wish I had someone to kind of back me up with that, but you're just gonna have to trust me. So, ooh, big thing. So, the grind setting that I used today is kind of similar to that of a V60, what you would normally grind your coffee for a V60. Yeah, how I came with the 6.2 ratio, there's no real science behind it. It's just kind of how the good amount that I feel like I'm able to extract enough flavors from the coffee. It usually takes around like 7 to 8 hours for all the water to go through. But yeah, after you have all the water go through, remember this is just a concentrate. This is a cold brew concentrate, so you're gonna have to dilute it with water afterwards. You can feel free to use any water. What I like to use is Crystal Geyser. I feel like it's the most accessible, but also the nicest accessible water to use for coffee. But today we're gonna be utilizing the water that we made in-house. And it's gonna be roughly like 140 ppm hardness wise. Okay, and then I'm gonna tamp it. You can use anything. I use this pre-workout lid to kind of tamp it because it fits perfectly. Make sure that you want to tamp it pretty evenly, but not too hard. I'm just doing a gentle tamp just to like make it as leveled as possible. After that, I'm gonna be putting 2 paper filters. Just put it on top like that. Put the water inside the Yama tower. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of get a little bit of water flowing through just to get it started a little bit. And then from here, I'm gonna do 1 drop every 3 seconds, okay? One, two, three. You wanna make sure that it drops right in the center. This should take roughly like maybe 6 to 8 hours. I would constantly check upon it. If you wanna be really detail oriented about it, maybe like every other 30 minutes, but to be honest, not everyone really has time for that. So I would probably check it maybe every 2 hours or 3 hours just to see if it's going down properly. Yeah, as you can see, it's gonna be 1 drop every 3 seconds. And the reason for the paper filter on top is just so that the water is able to evenly distribute and wet the entire coffee bed within the Yama Cold Brew Tower, rather than just smack in the middle without it. And the main difference I feel like with the Yama Cold Brew Tower compared to, let's say, like the immersion toddy method is I feel like you just get a lot cleaner of a cup, and I feel like the biggest key difference is because of this little ceramic filter in the bottom. I feel like it's just so much more distinguishable in terms of clarity between immersion method and a cold brew tower. But I will say, pre-wetting it beforehand, the water does draw down a lot quicker than if it was just completely dry. But yeah, like I mentioned beforehand in the beginning of the video, this is just simply our approach with the Yama Cold Brew Tower. There are so many other methods out there. Some people put ice in here, some people don't. Some people use a lot bigger of a ratio to get a lot bigger of a concentrate. There's no real right or wrong answer here. This is just what we like to do. This is what we feel like gives us the cup that we want. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comments, or share it with your friends if you feel like it's a bad method and you want to rant to them about it, or if you feel like it's a good method and you want to share it with them. You feel like you've gotten good results from it, feel free to let them know. But yeah, in the meantime, we're always here to answer any questions. If you're ever curious, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram as well, at Moim Coffee LA. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.